Thank you for joining me again. My name is Kay Mortimer, and I'm an enrolled agent, and I wanted to share a few things with you today in regard to the ACA provisions, the Affordable Care Act. As we gear up for tax season 2015 to do our 2014 returns, this obviously is a concern on many people, or for many people, and on their hearts and minds. So I hope that this will be a blessing to you, and I'll be able to share something that will help you. In regard to the ACA, in another video, I've covered more information about that, and there'll be more forthcoming. But what I want to discuss with you right now is a little bit about the exemptions that you could possibly qualify for from the ACA provisions. And these exemptions, to give you some detail and some background of those, if you do not have the exemption, you may be liable for the Individual Shared Responsibility Program payment on your tax return if you do not have coverage during 2014. Every person is required to carry the coverage, minimum coverage. It's called minimum essential coverage, and that is applicable to each person. And if you do not have it in any month, you would be liable for this individual shared responsibility program unless you qualify for one of these exemptions. So the exemptions, I just want to give you a list of some of the things that you may qualify for that could help you and give you an exemption from having to do that. One is if the insurance coverage would be what they consider unaffordable, and that is defined as being more than 8% of your annual household income for the year as determined on your tax return. So in other words, whatever you figure your total annual income is for the household on your tax return for your filing status, you would see if your coverage was more than 8% of that, the coverage that you were going to have. If it is, you may qualify for this exemption, being that it would be counted as unaffordable by their definition. If you have a short coverage gap, you may qualify for this exemption as well. That is being without coverage for less than 3 months during 2014. If your household income is below the filing requirement for your filing status, and in the Form 1040 and 1040A instruction booklets, near the front of those booklets, it will tell you in those instructions exactly the amounts for each filing status of what the filing requirements are. If you don't match those and your income is not over those, then you don't have to file a tax return. And that's what this is referring to. If your income is below those filing requirements, then that would qualify you for an exemption from the Individual Shared Responsibility Program. If you were not a U.S. citizen, a U.S. national, or you were not an alien lawfully present in the United States, you might qualify for the exemption as well. If you were a member of a health care sharing ministry, an actual 501c3 ministry organization that allows you to share medical costs among yourselves with others that are also members. An example of one of those might be MediShare. Okay, that's just one example. There are others out there. If you're a member of a federally recognized Indian tribe, you would qualify for an exemption as well. If you were incarcerated in a jail or prison or something like that, you may qualify for an exemption. If you were a member of certain religious sects that were conscientiously opposed to accepting insurance benefits, including Medicare and Social Security benefits, then you may qualify for the exemption. And there are other qualifying hardships as well. Just as an example, perhaps eviction or bankruptcy or some of those types of extreme hardships may also qualify you for an exemption. So today I just wanted to give you some basic information about exemptions that you may qualify for from the ACA provision of the Individual Shared Responsibility Program. Thank you for joining me, and I pray that this has been a blessing to you. And also, if you've enjoyed this, please subscribe to my channel, and that is K. Mortimer EA on YouTube. And you can also visit my website at kmortimer.com. Thank you.